what's the difference between patriarchy and matriarchy? And she explained that patriarchy is hierarchical and that the matriarchy is circular. People who are not in danger, the non-vulnerable, the ones who will not be as hurt, are on the outside of the circle. And then the children and the minorities are on the inside of the circle. So this is what we need to be kind of striving to. And that's what the I Am Pivot 180 experiment is really about. We, the people, dismantling the patriarchy in an energetic sense. But the story is so young. It's only 249 years. This moment of turbulence and cruelty and craziness is here for a reason. We are supposed to go through this because we are in transition right now. The story was written by the patriarchy in the times of colonization. It has now gone rogue with toxic alpha male energy. And then the women who are supporting it are supporting the patriarchy. And we are really the warriors for the soul of this nation, regardless of political sides, race, gender, ideology. This is about energy. I understand now why Americans are exhausted just from the blue wave and then what happened yesterday with these 8 people, just 8 people. This is where the experiment will come in handy. We have the sacred side of the story, distorted side of the story, which never intended to hold multiculturalism, and then the story that you were born into, what happened to you in your own story. If each person, no king's mentality, would go back and heal the parts of themselves, then there's a shift within yourself. The core wound of America, which is obviously the genociding of 90% of a population of native indigenous that had been here since 1000 BC, plus the fact that the millions of Africans that were brought over for slavery in the 1500s. But if you think that the story only started 1776 and that this is your story and this is your country and this is the way it was supposed to be, you're missing the whole energetic part of it. Our creator created this whole entire universe and everyone in it, and that America as an experiment is not over. They don't get to decide it's over. No, it's not. And so maybe I don't know everything about politics, but what I do know is about healing and reconnecting to your own true essence. I am a transformational life coach, and I have tailored the journey that I took in Asia for the past decade before I came back here to this moment that we're in right now. So that's why it's fun to just see if it works. I'm looking for 11 people to just do a pilot, see if things shift, see if you'd like to go on the bigger one, and then let's keep going. We are in unprecedented times. Maybe I just have an unprecedented story and a way that really hasn't been documented, but I have no memory. There was no broken bones and no bruises, and I felt 100% okay. This path that I started March 2020 when the global pandemic hit, and it resembled my accident, this stop button pushed on the lives of all of us. If you haven't had my story, then you won't know. What came to the surface in the wake of Corona, starting with George Floyd and the attacks on Asians, and all the way up to storming of Capitol Hill, which I thought was the grand finale, was all the stuff, the energy that needed to come to the surface. This was the ugly truth. I could not unsee it. So I asked, what happened here in the decades I was away? So I found the path. And now I know, I get it, and I see it. Even the people who really do believe that this is their country, because that's what they've been told for generations and generations, and that we can just, all we can do is accept that, because that is the way that it is. Find a way to navigate around it. If all of the progress that had been made over the generations, civil rights, equal rights, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, if those had just been allowed to be integrated into the way would have already been infused with feminine energy. Not feminism, with creativity, with a different way, embracing our unique superpower in this world, which is our diversity. But they didn't want that because they wanted this to be always this way. And 80% of the people when we started this country were white, and they owned 20% of the black, and the other ones were genocided. So shit happens in a series of causes and effects. Now we are where we are. And if we keep seeing things only in the way of form, politics and this is the way and these are the things. Do all those things because I don't know enough about those things. But what I do know about is energy and healing and reconnecting to your own essence, which gives you purpose, creativity, improves relationships, and does a lot of things for you in your own life, not to mention have a ripple effect on the whole. So if we, in this moment, this window of opportunity before the regime tears it all down, if we could pivot as a society from where we are today to, it won't be healed, but to a new place where we could hit the ground running in 2028, we have no idea what would happen because we've never done it. We, the people, connecting her, America, to her true nature for the first time ever, as written in the sacred words of the Creed. I think it would be fun. But of course, it had to keep getting into these moments like the Kamala and the Kamala losing. That was because we haven't healed. We haven't healed what we needed to heal within ourselves. That is the first step because then we can roll it out. I mean, it took us 400 years to get here. So it does not have to take us 400 years to undo this shit because I think most of us are ready. We need to move forward. We need to let her, America, be who she was born to be. Let's do this. I am a transformational life coach, but I think this is more than a one-on-one experience. This has to be a collective experience of people who are good at CRM, the people who know about conscious online marketing. That's what I'm looking for. I haven't found my people here yet, but I know that my people are going to find me. My content is being blocked and taken down sometimes. Take my politics somewhere else, but I'm not political. I'm a Dutch green card holder. I don't like the content. They're afraid of this kind of stuff. Look for me on my website or on YouTube, and I will just keep posting every once in a while. Happy 11/11.